Ladies and gentlemen,
As you can see, we have control of the plane.
Are they going to kill everyone on board?
The movie opens with the fight transatlantic hovering in the sky and the command center at RAF directing it on how to land. The entire ordeal is being overseen by Colonel Drummond, who is in command of the whole situation. It appears that it has been hijacked and the terrorists are being contacted to know their demands. Snipers are positioned on the rooftops and Drummond orders the pilot to release all the hostages. But to our shock, he denies being a terrorist and claims that the plane is full of vampires.
You have to believe me, I'm no terrorist.
Suddenly, one of the doors opens and a boy climbs out of it. The soldiers soon escort the boy away from danger.
I need to know as much as possible about the situation on board before I send my men in there.
And when they interrogate the kid, he is found to be too shocked to reveal the incidents. The movie cuts back to a woman named Nadia who prepares herself for a flight, and her son, Elias, is seen checking in their bags. It appears that she is sick and is visiting New York for treatment, but for some reason, she is waiting for sunset.
Tour, this is our radiation therapy.
She soon joins him in the airport, and we see lots of medicines in their luggage. She claims to have prescriptions for them, but upon injecting those, we see her suffer immense pain. Meanwhile, Elias befriends a man named Farid, and the little boy shows his knowledge about time zones and sunrise. Nadia soon returns, and the duo board their flight along with Farid. It soon takes off, and we are introduced to the co-pilot, Bastian. While Elias is busy watching the clouds, Nadia drifts into the memories of the past, where we see her carrying a baby Elias and play with her husband, Nikolai. The scene shifts to a road trip, where the trio were traveling through a remote road, but unfortunately, their car breaks down. Not being able to repair it, Nikolai goes to ask for help from a nearby farmhouse. But even after hours have passed, he shows no signs of return. Worried, Nadia takes Elias and ventures out into the woods, searching for her beloved husband. She soon comes across the farmhouse, but upon entering it, she finds blood stains on the floor. They lead her to a door leading to the basement, but to our horror, she is chased by a humanoid creature and is forced to lock herself in, along with her child. To add to her horror, she tumbles upon the corpse of her husband, sending chills down her spine. The beast does not give up and finds a weak spot in the wall and tries to break in. Scared for herself and the baby, she fights it using a wooden rod, and luckily the rays from sunrise kills the creature, saving the mother and son, but Nadia finds herself bitten. In the following days, she experiences immense bloodthirst and also finds her canines growing just like a vampire. In one such weak moment, she even roars at Elias, but manages to calm herself in the nick of time. Her motherly instincts kick in, and to save her child, she painfully removes her vampire tooth. To know what has happened to her and how to stop it, she returns to the old farmhouse for answers. There, she is confronted by its owner, an old man who claims to be the father of the man who died while attacking her. She inquired about how to suppress her thirst, but the old man replied that this evil cannot be stopped. And then this happens. She evades the gunshots and brutally kills the man with a stick. But before death, he requests her not to spread the evil into the world. With this, she deals the finishing blow and thereafter steals all the vampire suppressants from the refrigerator to aid herself in her upcoming days. Back at present, she jolts awake from her sleep and sees a flight attendant named 8-Ball trying to calm an irate passenger named Carl. But to our shock, 8-Ball takes out a concealed knife and kills one of the air marshals. It is revealed that it was a setup, and he holds the remaining air marshal at knife. 8-Ball plunges the knife in his eyeballs, killing him instantly. Meanwhile, Curtis, one of the terrorists, kills the last remaining air marshal and hands a detonator to their leader, Berg. Having removed their obstacles, the group threatens the passengers and orders them to keep their heads down. Everyone abides, acting out of fear, and Berg proceeds to the cockpit, where it is revealed that Bastian, the co-pilot, is working in cohort with these terrorists. He had already poisoned the pilot, and this allows the group to take full control of the flight. Berg then makes an announcement to the passengers, that he and his men are now in control of the plane and expect everyone to stay put until a ransom is paid.
We want this little operation of ours to go off without a hitch. If none, use your imaginations.
Bastian then proceeds to turn back the plane, taking them to London. Elias notices this in a screen and tries to hide in the cargo hold, and fearing for his safety, Nadia tries to stop him. Unfortunately, this is seen by 8-Ball, who shoots Nadia without hesitation, dropping her to the floor. Panic erupts among the passengers, and Elias is terrified after seeing his mom lying motionless near him. Carl puts him back on his seat, and Berg asserts that anyone who disobeys orders shall meet the same fate. 8-Ball checks Nadia's belongings and finds some vials of medicines and throws the bag casually. Berg then proceeds to force Farid to record a statement that makes it appear that the plane has been seized by terrorists for a suicide attack in London, knowing fully well that it will then be shot down. Just as the terrorists are out of sight, one of the passengers deduces that this is all a plan to make the stock market crash, so that some individuals can make money by shorting stocks.
You want to influence the stock market. When another 9/11 happens, prices will tank. You can make billions from shorting.
Farid is disgusted on how few men are willing to risk the lives of others for some profit, and just then, the camera shifts to Nadia, who shows some movement. It is revealed that she has survived the bullet wounds, and somehow reaches the cargo hold. There, she finds 2 caged dogs, and with no other choice, kills one of them, and drinks its blood to re-energize herself. But soon finds one of the terrorists named Jurij preparing explosives. She tries to hide herself, but accidentally makes some noise, which alerts him. He investigates the noise, only to find a blood-soaked Nadia growling at her. Having eliminated her first target, she injects herself with the medicine, and this allows to momentarily pause her transformation. She then climbs up and reunites with her son, while the terrorists are busy in the cockpit. Soon, they prepare to dive out of the plane and into the ocean, where they will be picked up by their comrades. But just then, they notice Jurij lying dead on the cargo hold.
What the hell happened to you?
On the other hand, Nadia and Elias take the help of an Arabic student who knows how to fly a plane, and together, they enter the empty cockpit. Nadia spies on the terrorists via the cameras and waits for them to jump off, so that she can turn the plane around. But this is when 8-Ball notices the empty vial of medicine lying near Jurij's body. He goes to check on Nadia's dead body, and sure enough, he finds it missing. He arms himself and together with his men, moves towards the passengers. One of them leaks the information that she is in the cockpit, and the men bang the door, demanding that she open it. Having no other option, she asks the student to turn the plane around.
Yes, yes.
So that she can reach her doctor in New York, all the while holding the door shut. Berg takes a man hostage and asks her again to open the door, but when she refuses, he shoots the man in cold blood.
1, 2, 3.
He then orders 8-Ball to fetch another hostage, and this time, it is a little girl facing the predicament. And then this happens. She kills Berg before he could transform, and her ferociousness scares Elias so much that he refuses to let her come back into the cockpit. Now the tables seem to have turned, and the terrorists are now being hunted. They take refuge in the cargo hold, where 8-Ball finds her diary, where she had noted the time of sunrise and sunset. Now he is sure that she is a vampire, and hence arms himself with UV torch instead of a gun. Meanwhile, Nadia injects herself with another dose of medicine to pause her transformation, and Elias sees all this through the cameras. They proceed to confront Nadia while she is passed out, and seeing this, Elias tries to drag her inside the cockpit. But he is too late, and then this happens. The men enter the cockpit, and 8-Ball takes a sample of her blood, and just as he was about to kill her, Elias appears with a gun. He mocks the kid for not being able to shoot, but while trying to snatch the gun, it fires at the window, creating a disbalance in air pressure. Everyone breathes through the oxygen masks, and Bastian lowers the plane to equalize the air pressure. This gives Nadia the opportunity to shoot 8-Ball, and the bullet hits his shoulder, forcing him to retreat into the cargo hold. She hands Elias to Farid for his safety and goes after 8-Ball. She finds that he has locked himself inside a bulletproof car and is injecting himself with her blood to become more powerful. She shoots, but it has no effect. Thinking quickly, she finds an iron rod and manages to make a small hole in the glass. Through that tiny hole, she pours in alcohol and lights him up using a matchstick. Unfortunately, the fire alarms blare inside the cockpit, and an unsuspecting Bastian switches on the fire extinguishers. Carl and Curtis then reach the cargo hold, forcing Nadia to flee. She gets shot in the legs, and her screams scare away the rest of the passengers. Carl and Curtis become curious about the growling coming from inside the car, and hence open it, only to find a badly burnt 8-ball sitting inside it. He bites Curtis and kills Carl, post which he feeds on the dead man, regaining his strength. On the other hand, Nadia hears the commotion in the cargo hold and understands that it will be all over if the men manage to climb up. She is helped by fellow passengers and Farid, who manage to lock 8-ball and his companions, but in the process, Farid gets bitten. Acting quickly, Nadia binds his infected hand with a telephone cord and amputates it immediately, thereby stopping the infection from spreading to his entire body. The situation seems to be under control with the vampires locked, but just then, a passenger named Bill Morris gets injured due to a falling trunk. It injures him badly, rupturing his kidney, making him lose a lot of blood. A doctor present on the plane checks his wounds, but is unable to stop his bleeding. Not willing to die, he goes to the room where 8-ball and the rest are locked and releases them. He pleads to them to bite him and make him a vampire, hoping to survive the wound.
Bite me. Please.
But 8-ball kills him and proceeds to kill the doctor and infects other passengers. Nadia, Elias, Farid and Bastian are shocked to see this from inside the cockpit and lock themselves inside, knowing fully well that the rest are beyond saving. To end the ordeal, Nadia proposes to land the plane so that Elias can escape it as soon as it lands and she can blow it up. But in order to do so, they need to locate the detonator which lies with Berg's dead body. Not willing to lose his mother, Elias uses UV torch on his mother and escapes through a vent. He crawls through it and reaches the cabin, where he is confronted by the vampire passengers, but he smartly uses the UV light to fend them off. He reaches Berg's dead body and retrieves the detonator, but while on his way back, he is attacked by 8-ball. A nervous Elias drops the UV torch and is surrounded by a horde of vampires, and seeing this, Nadia plans to help him. She makes Farid promise to take care of Elias in her absence and asks him to control the flight. Having said this, she bites Bastian and drinks his blood, thereby gaining more strength. She proceeds to save her son and fights with 8-ball. Unfortunately, he turns out to be stronger and drains her of all her blood, but just as he was going to attack Elias, he blows up a door of the plane. Hence Nadia forces herself back on her feet and tackles him out of the plane. But it is far from over, as the wicked vampire clings on to nearby nets and grabs him by his foot. Farid sees this in the screen and tilts the plane to face the morning sun. The sun rays burn 8-ball, killing him for good, and post this, Elias makes a cut on his hand and gives his blood to his mother. But she rejects him and flees, knowing that her taste for his blood puts him in danger. The scene cuts back to present moment. Elias also comes out of his shock and frantically asks to see Farid, all the while stating that the plane is full of monsters. Assuming that the child is still under shock, they sedate him and prepare him to be taken to a hospital. Meanwhile, the sun has set and the ground forces infiltrate the plane, capturing Farid. But when they proceed further, they are attacked by the horde of vampires, and the bullets prove to be futile. Luckily, Elias was still carrying the detonator in his teddy, and escapes captivity by sedating a medical staff. He then runs towards the plane hoping to reunite with Nadia, but sees her feeding on a soldier. Realizing that his mother is gone and all that is left of her is an hungry beast, Elias activates the detonator, killing her and the other vampires. Realizing that Farid was speaking the truth, Drummond orders his men to release him, and he reunites with Elias, and the two hug each other, marking the end of their troubles.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this recap, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And please don't forget to check out the other videos on the channel.